Okay, so get this. An AI artist just sold some NFTs at Sotheby's.
Yeah.
For a ton of cash.
You're kidding.
I know, right? It's a lot of money. We're talking serious money. Remember Beeple?
Yeah.
Who made millions selling NFT art.
Oh, yeah.
This is like that, but the AI is making the art itself.
No way. Really?
Crazy, right?
It is pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. This AI, it's called Botto. Botto. And it's actually been around creating art since 2021. It was created by an artist and a software collective.
Okay.
And now its artwork has fetched over $350,000 at Sotheby's.
Wow.
Adding to its total sales of over $4 million.
$4 million for art made by a computer.
Yeah.
That's blowing my mind right now.
It's pretty amazing.
Okay, so how does this Botto thing even work? Does it have a tiny easel and like a beret?
Not quite.
Okay.
Although I wouldn't put it past AI to develop a fashion sense.
True.
Botto uses algorithms and machine learning to generate thousands of images based on its own ideas. Then a community of 15,000 members called Botto votes each week on which pieces should be minted as NFTs.
So it's like a giant online art gallery where people vote for their favorites.
Exactly.
And the winners get turned into NFTs.
Exactly.
But here's the kicker.
What's that?
That community feedback actually shapes Botto's artistic taste over time.
Hold on. So the AI is learning from what people like.
That's right.
It's evolving. It's not just spitting out random images.
It's constantly refining its process based on what the community votes for.
So then, is this a form of artistic collaboration between humans and AI?
It really makes you wonder that, doesn't it?
Yeah, wow, okay. My brain needs a minute to process that one.
Yeah.
But let's get back to the Sotheby's thing. What was the exhibition called?
It was called Exorbitant Stage. Botto, a decentralized AI artist.
Okay.
And Sotheby's head of digital art, Michael Buhana, actually said that this exhibition marks a milestone.
Not just in Botto's journey, but in the broader art world.
Really?
He believes that Botto, by taking input from thousands of people, challenges our very ideas of what it means to be an artist.
Whoa. A milestone? That's a pretty bold statement.
It is.
It sounds like the art world is taking this whole AI art thing pretty seriously.
Yeah.
Even at a place like Sotheby's.
Absolutely. It suggests they see AI art as potentially transformative.
Okay.
But let's not forget the NFTs.
Right. NFTs.
How do those fit into this whole equation?
Right. They had their moment in the spotlight, but where do they stand now?
Yeah.
Especially with AI-generated art.
That's a crucial piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
AI-generated art can't be copyrighted. It's basically public domain, meaning anyone can copy and distribute it.
Oh.
NFTs, however, offer proof of ownership for the original piece in the digital world.
So the NFT acts as like a digital certificate of authenticity for AI art.
Exactly.
Oh.
NFTs are breathing new life into AI art by creating a way to buy, sell, and trade it in a market where originality and ownership are everything.
That makes sense, since anyone could just copy the image otherwise.
Exactly.
Speaking of buying and selling, I'm dying to know, what's the art actually like?
Well,
is it any good?
Well, that's where things get a bit subjective. While Botto's art has resonated with the community, and obviously with collectors, some critics have some interesting thoughts about its style or lack thereof.
Oh, really? Spill the beans. What are the critics saying?
Creative Block, a design magazine, noted that Botto's work appears random and lacks a consistent style. They argued that even artists like Picasso, who went through distinct periods of evolution, still had a recognizable style, a unique fingerprint, so to speak.
So Botto's work is like a jumble of pretty pictures without a common thread.
Yeah.
Like a playlist on shuffle jumping between genres without a clear identity.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And that's the core of the critics' argument. They question whether Botto, despite its technical skills and ability to create aesthetically pleasing images, can truly be considered an artist in the traditional sense.
I see their point. But then again, maybe that lack of a fixed style is exactly what makes Botto so fascinating. Maybe it reflects the randomness and unpredictability of the digital age, you know?
That's a valid interpretation.
Yeah.
It forces us to question whether our traditional ideas about artistic style and coherence even apply in a world where AI is becoming a creative force. Perhaps Botto's constantly shifting style is a new kind of aesthetic sensibility, one that reflects the digital age.
This is all getting very deep.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out for a second.
Okay.
Is this AI art thing here to stay?
Right.
Or is it just a fad because Botto is the first of its kind?
That's a big question. The NFT art market crashed hard after its peak in 2022.
Yeah. Remember those Bored Apes?
I do.
What happened to those? Anyway.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's unclear if AI artists can revive the NFT market?
It's hard to say for sure.
Or if this is just a temporary fascination with something new and shiny.
Precisely. Time will tell if collectors continue to see value in AI-generated art.
Yeah.
Especially as more AI artists pop up and the novelty wears off.
What about the rest of the world? Is everyone on board with this AI art thing?
Not everyone. AI art is still pretty controversial. There's been some pushback.
Oh, really?
Against its use, even when it's not being sold for big bucks.
Really? Like what? Give me an example.
A recent example involves Transport for Ireland.
Okay.
They used AI to create Halloween art for their promotional stuff.
All right.
And it caused a wave of negative reactions online.
Wait, so even when AI art isn't being sold as high art, it can still stir up controversy?
It can.
Wow. What was it about the Transport for Ireland art that people didn't like?
Well, that's a question we'll explore in part 2 of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll take a closer look at that case, examine the arguments for and against AI art, and consider the ethical implications of this rapidly evolving technology. Stay tuned.
Oh, I can't wait.
So about that Transport for Ireland controversy you mentioned,
right.
It wasn't really about the quality of the AI-generated Halloween art.
Oh, okay. So if it wasn't like bad art, what was the problem?
Well,
why all the hate?
It seems people were worried that AI might push human artists out of jobs. Especially in commercial settings like this.
Yeah.
Some felt that Transport for Ireland using AI-generated art was basically saying human creativity doesn't matter anymore.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It sounds like this whole thing touched a nerve, making people anxious about AI's role in society.
Right.
It goes beyond just art. It's about
exactly
AI's potential impact on jobs.
Yeah.
And how we value human skills and creativity in a world where machines can do more and more.
Exactly. And it circles back to a question we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
What does it even mean to be an artist when AI can create art too?
Right. We were talking about how Botto's constantly shifting style could be a new aesthetic, a reflection of the digital age.
Right. If AI can pump out art that people will actually pay for, where does that leave human artists?
It raises the question of what art really is.
Yeah.
Is it about having the technical skills to create something beautiful or thought-provoking? Or is it about human expression?
Right.
About the emotions and experiences poured into a piece?
That's a tough one. I can see both sides.
Yeah.
If AI can create something truly stunning, why shouldn't we consider it art?
Yeah.
But there's something to be said for the human element, the struggle, the passion.
Yeah.
That goes into creating something from nothing.
And that's where things get complicated, because even when AI seems to be creating on its own, like with Botto, there are still humans involved behind the scenes. Humans wrote the algorithms trained, the AI chose the data it learned from, and ultimately humans decide which pieces are worth showing and selling.
So it's not like AI is some magical art genie that just appeared out of thin air.
It's a tool, a very powerful one, but a tool nonetheless.
Yeah.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
Exactly. That's why it's so important to have these conversations about AI art.
Yeah.
To really think about its implications and explore both its benefits and its challenges.
It's exciting and a little scary at the same time.
Yeah, I agree.
It feels like we're at the beginning of a new chapter in art history, but we don't know what the story will be.
Yeah.
Kind of like when photography was invented and shook things up.
That's a great analogy. Back then, some painters saw photography as a threat to their craft.
Yeah.
But it ended up leading to new forms of art.
Right.
And changed how we define art itself.
So maybe AI art will do the same.
Maybe.
Maybe it'll make us rethink what art is and push human creativity in unexpected directions.
That's definitely possible. It's something both artists and art lovers need to grapple with.
Okay, let's loop back to Botto for a second.
Okay.
We've talked about the controversy, the big philosophical questions.
Right.
But what about the bottom line?
Okay.
This AI artist is making serious money.
Yeah.
Is this a lasting trend?
Right.
Or just hype because it's the first of its kind?
As we mentioned earlier, the NFT art market took a nosedive after 2022.
Yeah.
So whether AI artists can breathe new life into it is still up in the air.
Right.
Botto's success is tied to the whole NFT phenomenon.
Right, because AI art can't be copyrighted.
Right.
NFTs provide that proof of ownership, that scarcity that collectors go crazy for.
Exactly.
Okay.
But whether that value will last, especially as AI art becomes more common, is the million-dollar question.
So Botto might be a flash in the pan, a one-hit wonder riding the AI hype wave and the NFT comeback.
It's possible. But it's also possible that Botto represents a fundamental shift in how art is created, consumed, and valued.
So many possibilities.
Yeah.
It's making my head spin.
Yeah.
It's like looking into a crystal ball filled with algorithms and paintbrushes.
It really is.
Exhilarating and a little unsettling at the same time.
Yeah. I couldn't have put it better myself. The future of art in the age of AI is still a blank canvas.
Speaking of canvases, let's revisit that Creative Block article.
Yeah.
They said Botto's work seems random, lacking a consistent style.
Right.
They even compared it to Picasso.
Yes. They contrasted Botto's ever-changing output with the stylistic evolution of human artists like Picasso.
Okay.
He went through different phases, but always maintained a recognizable style, a unique artistic voice.
So is that a valid criticism?
Mm-hmm.
Or is Botto's lack of a fixed style actually a strength?
Right.
Is its randomness what makes it so captivating?
Yeah.
So reflective of our digital world?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's one we'll continue exploring in the final part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We'll delve deeper into the artistic merits of Botto's work.
All right.
Compare it to other AI art out there.
Yeah.
And consider whether technology can truly replicate the human touch. That has always defined art. See you in part 3. Picking up where we left off, let's dive into this whole idea of Botto's randomness.
Right.
And whether it's, a bug or a feature.
Yeah. Let's unpack that. It's a point that seems to be at the heart of this whole AI art discussion.
You're right. On the one hand, you have this traditional idea of an artist.
Yeah.
Having a distinct style,
right?
A recognizable voice that evolves over time but stays true to itself. Think Van Gogh's sunflowers or Monet's water lilies.
Right. Like their signature move. Something that instantly says, hey, that's an artist's name.
Exactly. But with Botto, we see this constant shifting of styles, this blending of different aesthetics. It's as if it's drawing from an endless pool of artistic possibilities, sampling and remixing without settling on one fixed identity.
So more like a DJ than a painter, creating a mixtape of visuals instead of a symphony with a recurring theme.
I like that analogy. It makes you wonder if we're witnessing the birth of a new kind of art. One that's perfectly suited for the digital age, where information flows freely and boundaries are constantly shifting.
It's like Botto is holding up a mirror to our fragmented online culture. We jump from meme to meme trend to trend, taking in information in quick bites. Maybe Botto's art is just reflecting that.
That's a great point. It challenges us to ask whether our old ideas about artistic coherence and style even matter in this new world.
Okay.
Maybe Botto's lack of a fixed style is actually what makes it so interesting, a way of capturing the essence of our modern experience.
But here's the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
If AI can just endlessly churn out variations, does that devalue human creativity?
Right.
If anyone can create art with a few clicks, does it make art less meaningful?
That's the question that's been around since photography came along, and it's even more relevant now with AI. But it's important to remember that art has always been about more than just technical skill. It's about the intention, the emotion, the human story behind the creation.
So even if AI can perfectly copy a Van Gogh or a Picasso, it's missing that intangible human element that gives art its soul.
Exactly. And I think that's where human artists will always have something special.
Okay.
They can draw on their experiences, their emotions, their unique perspectives to create art that connects with people on a deeper level.
So it's not about humans versus AI.
Right.
It's more about finding ways for them to exist together.
Yeah.
And even enhance each other's work.
Precisely. Imagine a world where artists use AI as a tool to explore new ideas, push their imaginations to the limit, and collaborate with machines in ways that elevate their art.
That's a much more hopeful vision than the robots are taking over the art world scenario.
Right.
It's about embracing possibilities instead of being afraid of the unknown.
Exactly. And I think that's what Botto's success ultimately shows us.
Okay.
It's not a threat to human art, but a challenge to broaden our definition of what art can be.
It's like Botto is saying, hey, humans, Let's see what we can create together.
And that's a pretty exciting idea, isn't it?
It is.
A world where human and artificial creativity come together to create something truly new and groundbreaking.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into AI art, what's the key takeaway? What should our listeners be thinking about as they go about their day?
I think the main takeaway is this AI isn't here to replace human artists.
Okay.
It's here to challenge us, to push us, to evolve.
Right.
To work together to explore new horizons of creative expression.
So the next time you come across a piece of AI art, don't just brush it off as a gimmick.
Right.
Take a moment to consider the possibilities it presents.
Yeah.
The questions it raises, and what it could mean for the future of art.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll find yourself at Sotheby's bidding on an AI-generated masterpiece.
Yeah.
The future is full of surprises.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. It's been a fascinating conversation.
I agree. It's been a pleasure.